Good morning everyone. Today I will present about assignment 1. So our group member have Dinesh, Hima Kartini, Nimangzi and Azan. So first introduction. The Ilmu Jaya bookstore system is a web-based application developed using Java technology include JSP, Solid and Java collection framework. The purpose of this system is to manage bookstore data efficiency without use of a database. Instead, all book records are stored temporarily in memory using a array list. This system demonstrated the integration of front-end JSP, back-end is we are using the servlet, and the business logic using Java class in a structured web application. It supports full CRUD operation, search functionality, and report generation with sorting capability. Second, that is the problem statement. Problem statement is the first. Traditional bookstore management often depend on either manual record keeping or complete database-based solution. While databases are widely used in real-world applications, they can be quite complex and distracting for learning purposes. To keep things simple and focused, this project we are using Java ArrayList. For in-memory data store instance, even without a database, the system still supports all the essential features of a bookstore management system, such as adding and managing books, searching and update record efficiently, generating category-based report and sorting data for better analysis, but remove the extra complexity of database setup and management. This approach helps students concentrate on understanding the core concept of Java web development and system design more clearly. Third, there is the objective. Develop a functional web-based bookstore system use JSP and Servlet while apply object-oriented programming (OOP) principle in Java. Second is use Java ArrayList for data storage and manipulation and implement the CRUD operation create, read, update and delete. So CRUD, that is the create, read, update and delete. So for the third objective is enable search functionality by using book ID and title and generate categorized report with sorting option. Number 4 is implement exception handling for input validation and ensure efficient data transfer between servlet and JSP.
Hi guys, my name is Dinesh Hanaf Ganesan. My matrix number is 314479. And today I'm going to explain about the book class that we have done. So right now we have implemented OOP concept, and one of which is about attributes. I'm going to explain about attributes. Well, attributes are the variable that is declared in the class to store information of each book object. So in the coding, as you guys can see here, there are many variable that we have created, and the keyword private that we use is for encapsulation, where you can't use the data outside of the class. Okay, so that is mean by attribute. So we have created private, so whenever you want to use that data, you cannot use outside of the class, so you can only use inside the class. Okay, now about constructor. Constructor on the other hand is basically is a special method where it's used to initialize objects. Okay, so it has the same name as the class, and it is automatically called when a book object is created. So, and it also receives values as parameters. So as you guys can see here, in the book constructor, you can see the parameters: string book ID, string title, string author, string category, and so on. So those are parameters. Okay, so now we are moving to getter methods. Okay, So getter method is to retrieve or access private attributes. So just now we have created private attributes, right? So now getter methods are their function is to get those private attributes. You can't, because if you create them publicly, you don't really need to use getter methods. But since you have created them private, so you need to use getter methods, because by using getter methods, that's how you can access those data. Okay, because if you want to use outside of the class, you have to use getter methods no matter what. Okay, so they allow other classes to read values safely, basically. So let's say I have in this example, okay, I need to create each and every one getter methods. Like let's say for book ID, I have to create a getter method for get book ID. Okay, then return the book ID as well. Okay, so from doing that, I can basically get the whatever value that I've created for private attribute book ID. I can get that using get book ID method. Okay, so now let's move on to setter method. So where setter method is basically is to modify or update the values of the private attributes. So right now, if you want to change the value of the private attribute, let's say I want to change the book ID, so that's when you have to implement setter method, where you can change the value of that. Okay, by calling the object. When you create an object, you can call the object, then use the method, then you can change the value inside the parameter. That's when you have to use setter method. Now I'm going to explain about library system. So we have imported certain statements, which is array list, iterator, and list. So in these import statements, array list is basically is to store multiple book objects dynamically, whereas iterator is to use safely remove items while looping, and list to interface used for handling lists. Okay, so now what I've done, if we have declared class which is library system, then we have also declared array list, which is book list to store all the book objects. Array list book means the list only store book objects. Okay, then private to protect the list from direct access or outside of the class. Final means the reference cannot be changed. Then we created constructor, which is the library system. Then inside the constructor there will be some sample data. Okay, so each book object is being created to using the book constructor. Then we have used add book method, so this is to add new books into the library. We have also add on validation. So basically this validation, whenever the price is less than 0, it will do this exception and it will show the error message price cannot be negative. Same goes for quantity. Quantity is if less than 0, then quantity cannot be negative. Then we also add book object, so this creates a new book object lah. Then we also get all books method, so this basically returns all the book stored in the library. Okay, then we also use get book by ID, this one to search for book by using its ID. Okay, then loop through books. So for this looping is to users to enhance for loop to check every single book. Then we use compare IDs. So whenever you search for an ID, right, so when you key in those ID, so we use this if b.getBook ID equals to ignore case so that whenever you search an ID, does it match with the ID that you already existed? If it does, it will also ignore the uppercase and lowercase. So if it matches, then only it will show the ID itself. If it doesn't, there is no book ID in the library itself. There is no existent. Okay. Then now let's go for search books method. So for search book method, we use to what's the purpose? To search books by ID. or title. Okay, so now so the search logic is to, okay, basically if you, like I said before, if you search on the ID, like, if you type on the ID, then it will search the exact book ID lah. And it also to check that it make sure that the lowercase and uppercase is not a problem, so we use two lowercase, or the function to get rid of those problems. Then we also use update book method. So update book method is basically update those existing book information lah. Okay, so what if the book has not been found? So it will, or returns false if the book does not exist. So it means like if there's no book, means it will show like, okay, this book is not found, something like that. So we also can update values, so we use setter methods to update those values, then return true. Okay, now if you want to delete those books, we use the delete book method. So this is where iterator comes in, and it creates an iterator to safely remove items. Okay, then deletes the matching book safely during iteration. So we also filter by category method. So if you want to, like, maybe by the author or the genre and all that, we can use those filter to search a specific category. The category comparison, you can compare those category as well. So sort by price descending, we also use sort by price descending. So it sorts book from highest price to lowest price. Okay, then sort by quantity descending, and that's all. Okay, thank you.
My name is Muhammad Azhan with Mount Firdaus. My matrix number is 309703. First and foremost, I would like to thank Dinish for explaining our book class and library system class. So now I will proceed to 4.3, sort by price. So we have here the sort by price class. We use Java ETL comparator to compare between object, and basically we compare between book A and book B. So the result should be in double. And then we have sort by title. Sort by title class, we use the same import, which is Java ETL comparator. And basically here we use this is a good like function for sort by title, because it just compare the first letter regardless if the letter is uppercase or lowercase in alphabetical order. Next we have our book servlet. So here we have the imports for the book servlet class. We use IO exception, Java util, and this is for Java EE web app, and this is our endpoint. And basically here this is our initialization of the class. So next we will move on to the get request. This is, I would say, the main function for this project, which is the get request to handle for retrieving data for when like user click something, search, delete, edit, the data will process by this get request. And we have here the action for our code, like we have action for search, edit, delete, and display all. So basically when user click search, the case will be search, and then this code will execute. And we have the post request. Basically you want to save the data, maybe validating, and use the same action, save, update. Mostly save and update because these two require the data to be use post request, And basically we have the error exception for number format, illegal argument exception and exception. And basically,
Hi, my name is Himakar. For the end,
last but not least, we have our endpoints, which I just mentioned that we use the endpoint of book servlet, and this is our parameter. We have action display all, search, edit, save, the update, and delete. So this is the method used for this action. Then we have a description for this for to explain it further more. Now we will move on to the search, edit, and delete demonstration. So let's run the code first. So basically, if you search like B001, our Ilmu Jaya bookstore use book ID of B and proceed with number. So basically, if we search for B001, it will show the B001 and we have to edit. This is the information they got for information for the B001. So if we edit, we show here the book B001. So basically, if you want to edit the price, you just need to update the record, and then the price will be price will be 450. Previously was 45 ringgit, and this is a total value because this is multiplied by 10. And we have delete. So basically, when we delete the record, the book is now gone. So there is no book for the B001. You can add later, but just to show the functionality of our book servlet, basically this what happened for the delete, search and edit. The display all used to just display all the data basically. That's it from me. Thank you.
hi, my name is Himakar Kani. My matrix number is 309751. I will be presenting report servlet. So the report servlet is the second servlet in our system. It will generate report based on the category and sorting option that the user selects on the particular report page. So in our book servlet, it has CRUD, which means create, read, update, and delete. So all of this will be stored in library system. So this library system actually acts as the central data storage for the entire application. So when the user clicks on generate report, the report servlet will retrieve the same book data from the library system, and then it will filter the selected category, and then it will sort out the chosen option and will display it on the report JSP. So the flow goes that first it will read two inputs. So in these two inputs from user, it will read the category of the book, and then it will read the sort option, which is either highest price or highest quantity. And then secondly, it will filter the book list. It will show the particular categories of the book list, and then thirdly, it will sort the filtered list, which is either the highest price or the highest quantity, from highest to lowest. And then finally, it will send the filtered and sorted list to the report JSP to be displayed. For input parameters, we got category and sort by. For category, we have fiction, academic, and lifestyle, which will help to filter the books. And for sort by, we have price and quantity, which will define the sorting method. So here, when we click on the generate report button, The inputs from user, which is the category and sort by, will tell the server exactly what to filter and how to sort. Which means if, let's say, I choose on fiction category and I select uh, quantity for sort by, it will the servlet will know exactly what to filter. And once the servlet has filtered and sorted the data, it sends the result back to the report page. So the output we have shown here, the coding, this is what exactly helps for the method. For the endpoint, report servlet only handles one GET request. So when the user actually selects a category and sort option and then clicking the generate report, it will send two parameters to the report servlet, which is the category and sort by. So the servlet will process everything and will send the result to the report JSP. So this is the report page interface. We used drop down for category, option for sort by, and then there is a generate report button. So for now there's no any data and it will show that there's no report generated yet. So for now we're going to show the highest price example. So here let's say we select on to academic category and then we choose highest price for sort by and then we click on to generate report. After generating the report, it will show the total books available for that particular category. So here let's say that for academic we have total books of 3. So in the total books of 3 it will list the highest price to the lowest price. And in the first row it is always highlighted. As you can see, there is a table presented and in the table the first row color is different compared to others, which means we are trying to show the user that the first row is highlighted in different color. It's easier for the user to view which particular book has the highest price, and they can also view the rest of the categories book as well. We have also implemented a new feature which is the total quantity for the entire category. So let's say here there is a total of 29 quantity, which is the addition of all 3 books, which is 8, 15 and 6 from the table itself. And same goes to the total inventory value. We have also given a text to show user in order for them to not be confused. So let's say that we selected academic and highest price. It will always show the text that academic sorted by highest price. So it will give the user a better understanding. For the highest quantity, same. You have to select a particular category and you have to click on to the highest quantity option and click on generate report. It will show the total books available for that particular category. And in the table you can see that the first row is always highlighted. So here you can see that the first row, which is also the highest quantity, is highlighted and the title is called Mindful Everyday. So you can compare here in the table. The first row has the highest quantity, while as you go each row, the highest quantity will be decreased. So here we also included the sort by to be sort from highest to lowest quantity of that particular category. And here we have also included total quantity, which means in that entire books listed, 4 of the books, we will plus all of the quantity, which is 18, 14, 12 and 10. We will get a total quantity of 54. And same goes to the total inventory value. Here we have also given a text as lifestyle sorted by highest quantity. So this text is actually enable the user to know at what they have actually filtered out. It won't make them feel confused. Conclude our system, digital book collection system for Ilmu Jaya Bookstore. It was successfully built using JSP, Servlet, and Java. We've also covered all the required functionalities, which is CORD operations, search, and report generation, and we've also implemented additional features as well. We use array list as our main data structure and implemented the comparator interface through sort by and sort by title to handle sorting and applied exception handling throughout the system to make sure that the invalid inputs are properly managed. Here are our references. We used 13 sources covering Java Servlet, JSP, JSTL, Java Collection, Maven, Jakarta, and so on. Here you can view the articles and websites.